As I've said elsewhere, on the internet there are many objections to Maria Valtorta's writings. In fact, there was one such objection by Father Mitch Pacwa, who was a priest who I became acquainted with by watching EWTN, and who is an admirable priest in many ways. But he wrote an article against Maria Valtorta's writings, and I guess maybe 20 years ago I read it on the internet. And I think I searched, because I tend to do this, I searched for different perspectives on things, but because the internet was quite young then, there wasn't anything on Maria Valtorta. It was only years later that when I went looking again, I found tons of stuff. But his article then, because I had nothing to gainsay it, it kept me off Maria Valtorta's writings for at least 10 years. And it's a great shame, because what he wrote was extremely ill-informed, but he's an authority figure, and you tend to trust figures who you regard as legitimate authority figures. I wouldn't say that of a politician or a doctor, except in the narrow area of his expertise as a doctor. But I'd say of a priest, well, I would have said it of a priest many years ago. One has to be careful about those to whom one listens. One sometimes takes a lot of years to learn that, but it's just the way it is. And so I've come to know there are lots of writings against Maria Valtorta which purport to quote her, but I know they do it out of context and distorting the meaning of what they're quoting. But I know it because I've read the works to which they refer. And this video concerns one such objection which a commenter on one of my videos said, that it describes the Blessed Virgin as a child, saying she wants to be a big sinner. She wants to commit big sins. Fortunately, I was able to answer that objection, and the person did not come back to me with any retort to that. So that, whether it converts them to believing in Maria Valtorta or not, is not the main point. The main point is one objection is dealt with, and by a person of goodwill that will be accepted, that can't be used. But the beneficial side for me is that I was looking at those texts again, because of the work being so vast, I can forget easily the jewels in this great treasure store of writings of Maria Valtorta. I thought I'd share this because it is about the Blessed Virgin as a child, and it affirms the dogma of the Immaculate Conception 19 plus centuries before it was declared by the Holy Church and Blessed Pope Saint Pius IX in 1854 in Munificitimus Deus, I think. Also, there's a commentary on this scene by the Lord Jesus himself, which helps us see how he responds to people who look at this work of Maria Valtorta's, how they're critical of it, and the ways they're critical of it, and what spirit motivates them. So I won't read the whole chapter. It's chapter 7 of volume 1 of the Poem of a Man God, now released in 10 softback volumes and retitled the title that Maria Valtorta wanted it to have, not this, the Poem of the Man God, but the Gospel as Revealed to Me. I'll read part of chapter 7. I'll read the introduction, the first couple of paragraphs, because that sets the scene and it shows why, one of the reasons why her writings are so compelling. They're so vivid in such detail. It's like sitting in front of the cinema screen. This vision is given to Maria Valtorta on the 29th of August 1944. I see Anne once again. Since yesterday evening, I see her thus, and this is Anne, the mother of the Blessed Virgin, sitting at the entrance of the shady pergola, busy at her needlework. She is wearing a grey, sand-coloured dress, a very simple one and very wide, probably because of the great heat. At the end of the pergola, the mowers can be seen cutting the hay. But it cannot be first crop hay, because the grapes are almost golden coloured, and the fruits of a large apple tree are like shiny yellow and red wax. The cornfield is nothing but stubble, with poppies waving like tiny flames, and stiff and clear cornflowers shaped like stars and as blue as the eastern sky. A little Mary comes forward from the shady pergola. She is already quick and independent. Her short step is steady, and her white sandals do not stumble amongst the pebbles. Her graceful gait already resembles the slightly undulating step of a dove, and she is all white, like a little dove, in her linen dress, which reaches down to her ankles. It is a wide dress, curled at the neck by a blue ribbon, and the short sleeves show rosy and plump forearms. She looks like a little angel. Her hair is silky and honey blonde, not very curly, but gracefully wavy, ending in curls. Her eyes are sky blue. Her sweet little face is rosy and smiling. Also, the breeze that through her wide sleeves inflates the shoulders of her linen dress helps to give her the appearance of a little angel, having his wings half open, ready to fly. I'll just interject there. It might seem surprising to hear them describing a girl who's got blonde hair and blue eyes and is an Israelite. Well, it is simply the case that Israelites were of very different types, very different appearances, back then at least, and now. We see that. We look at the Ashkenazi Jews and the Sephardic Jews. But in any event, Miri Valtorta describes various different Jews with various different appearances. So it shouldn't surprise us, though our instinctive response is to have this picture of a Jewish person 2,000 years ago, and very, very black hair, black beard and so on, or if it's a female, very black hair.